Hello, welcome to Sweet Evil Inc. We are playing Marvel Champions today. Tabletop game. Second time. This is the second time actually playing a tabletop game on this channel. I have Kutrain with me this time,
Greetings.
and I am Epic Odyssey. And today we are playing Marvel Champions. We're playing the Endeavor campaign. This campaign is a fan-made campaign by Venny Kazz. And it's something that I have been wanting to do basically since I found out that Marvel Champions was a thing. I have finally recently collected all of the basically all of the expansions and everything needed or that is recommended for this campaign. It does not go all the way up into the current mutant expansions that exist. It goes through the Sinister Motive expansions. So to start this campaign, we are currently shield recruits, and basically we are the equivalent of handlers, and we're going out and finding heroes. And I'm just gonna read through the opening comic that Venny Kazz provided for us, which is an awesome opening. So, all right, listen up, agents. As new shield recruits, you're being fast-tracked up the ranks to help us get a handle on this mess. Our intel indicates that the Living Tribunal. Oops. Sorry, that is my 7 o'clock alarm, and I completely forgot that was going to go off. Our intel indicates that the Living Tribunal, the cosmic entity who holds balance within the multiverse, is MIA. The fabric of reality as we know it has been thrown into chaos, with timelines colliding and villains rampaging continuously. We don't know where they're coming from, but luckily the superheroes are coming along with them. Your task is to recruit these heroes to join us as we endeavor to push back the rising tide of destruction. You'll begin here on Earth, but as you gain more experience in the field, you'll be dispatched into alternate realities where the balance of power is in turmoil. It's impossible for us to predict how many worlds you'll need to encounter out there, but rest assured, agents, we're going to be here in the helicarrier by your side, giving you the tools and the training you need to deal with it. We've already wasted too much time. Here's a list of available heroes waiting for action. Recruit one and get out there. Show those evil masterminds behind this twisted game who's boss. All right. So we are starting against Rhino. This is Reality 1 Drop Zone 1. This is standard Rhino, so he has the standard difficulty and bomb scare. I am playing the starting hero Hawkeye, and Kutrain is going to be playing the starting hero Thor. I have the Endeavor campaigns start with a very particular starting deck. I have the protection starting deck, and Kutrain has the aggression starting deck. We will unlock the leadership abilities and justice abilities later in the campaign, but currently we cannot use those cards. All right, so let's get started. Okay, so first thing we got to start with is drawing our hands. So I have a hand size of 6.
And I have 5.
All right. And then we can do our mulligans. Let's see what I got in my hand. Oh, I have an expert marksman. Definitely hold on to that. Do not need first aid in the first round. The helicarrier would be awesome to get out right now. I'm gonna hold on to that. And an explosive arrow. Okay, I'm going to discard these. I'm going to discard these 3 cards and draw 3 new cards. So I kept Explosive Arrow, Helicarrier, and Expert Marksman. So I'm going to do 1, 2. Oh, I got my quiver. That's nice. All right. So what do you got, Jordan?
All right. I've been
Sorry.
We'll go back and forth.
Probably.
I've gotten vulnerability, though expensive. Give your hero a tough status card. Always useful, so I'm going to hold on to that one. For Asgard, alter ego action, search your deck and discard pile for a card with the Asgard trait and add it to your hand, then shuffle the deck. I've got Emergency, which, when the villain schemes, reduce the amount of threat placed on the scheme by 1. Probably could be useful in the beginning. I would have to decide between these
I have a
two,
feeling
though.
we're both going to switch over to hero mode immediately, so I don't think he's going to scheme.
Sorry, so probably not that one. Beat 'em up. Hero action. Deal 1 damage to the villain and each minion engaged with you. Probably 1 damage.
Yeah, that's probably not useful in the beginning of the game.
Mm-hmm. And the one I'm not sure about the most, max 1 player, so it just stays out. It's an upgrade. Lie in wait. After a minion engages with you, discard lie in wait and deal 3 damage to that minion.
So if you get it out, then you're just going to stay there until a minion engages.
Right.
Could be useful to keep. I don't know if it's that great right now, but if you get rid of it, it's gone until you reshuffle your deck.
Yep.
I will admit that I do not know as much about Thor's deck as I do about Hawkeye's deck.
So I think we'll hold on to these 3 and then switch to this. And get rid of these 2.
Okay.
Do I want to reveal what I get?
Yeah, sure.
Lightning Strike. Hero action. Spend X, energy resources?
Yeah, that's
to
better
deal-
later in the game.
To deal X damage to the villain and each minion engaged with you. This attack ignores tough stats cards if you have the aerial trait, which I probably will.
Yeah, because if I remember correctly, Mjolnir gives you the aerial trait.
Mm-hmm. And Battle Fury. Play under any player's control, max 1 per player, also an upgrade. After your hero attacks and defeats a minion, deal 1 damage to your hero and discard Battle Fury. Ready your hero.
That's a nice one. Okay. So, you ready to start?
I am ready to start.
Alright. Alright, so...
Oh, do we want to explain our players first?
Yeah, let's first... We are going against Rhino, who... Level 1 Rhino has 1 scheme and 2 attack. No special ability. Let's see. Flavor text. Rhino is attacking a shield facility. Rhino is trying to smash through the facility wall and steal a shipment of vibranium. You must stop him. This is one of the weird schemes because this is its only scheme. If we lose this, it's gone. So if this gets to 14, then we are done.
Does it start with any?
No.
Okay.
That's 0.
Right.
All right. So I guess I'm going first.
We want to explain our...
Oh, right, our characters. Well, let me explain my character first, and then you can explain your character on your turn.
Sounds good. Okay, that makes sense.
All right, so I am Clint Barton, also Hawkeye. I have 3 for cover on my alter ego side, and my action is spend 1 resource of any type, search your deck and discard pile for Hawkeye's bow, and add it to your hand, and then shuffle your deck. Unfortunately, one of the things you kind of... Yeah, I haven't seen the bow. It is nice to get the bow in the first draw and put it in your discard pile. So Hawkeye has 1 thwart, 2 attack, and 1 defense. And quick draw, exhaust Hawkeye, ready Hawkeye's bow. So I am going to use his ability, but I gotta figure out what I want to use it with. I'm gonna spend expert defense, which is when your hero defends against an attack, it gets +3 defense for that attack. I'm actually going to spend this because I would prefer not to hold on to cards, to use my ability. Also, we have these little tokens that came with my player dashboards, so we can indicate when we've used the abilities and that kind of thing. It's not really useful for my Hawkeye ability, but it's useful for Clint Barton's ability. Alright, so let's find my bow. How far down was it? Yeah, it's not all the way at the bottom. There it is. Up middle. Shuffling my deck. Sorry, I will shuffle on stream. Alright, I spent that. Alright, and then I'm just gonna play Hawkeye's Bow because it's 0 cost. Alright, so Hawkeye's Bow is a restricted thing, and you can only have 2 restricted cards per player. And my hero gets +1 attack, and each of my arrows gain ranged. Ranged attack, basically annoy, retaliate, which annoy? Ignore.
Poke, poke, poke.
But yeah, that's basically it for that. Oh, this is annoying. I'm not gonna be able to get Helicarrier out. I don't think I'm gonna be able to.
That's a very good card to get out very early.
Yeah, but the problem is I have my quiver and I have Expert Marksman in my hand. My quiver basically allows me to store arrows for later turns. And Expert Marksman is basically a permanent resource that I can use for that I can spend for arrow events. And I don't want to spend my quiver to get out Helicarrier. Because I could get out both Helicarrier and the Expert Marksman, but I don't want to spend my quiver to do it. So... Oh, jeez.
Would you be able to get it for next turn?
Let me first switch to Hawkeye. What'd you say?
Would you be able to get it back the next turn with the quiver?
No.
Okay. I couldn't remember how it worked. Sorry.
No, my search function is only for the bow. I do have an explosive arrow in my hand. Alright, I am going to... It sucks not being able to get the Helicarrier out, but Expert Marksman's better. I'm going to, I mean, Expert Marksman is only good for arrow events, but it's still really good to get out. So yeah, I'm gonna use 2 to rescue, which is remove 2 threat from scheme, and I'm gonna use this to pay for my quiver. And put the quiver down here. And then I'm going to use its ability, which is exhaust the quiver, and then I search the top 5 cards of my deck for the arrow event and attach it face up to this card. Alright, so trying to think. The interesting thing about this, I think, is how would you read this? Because a lot of times when it says search the top whatever cards, you put the cards back that you don't take and then reshuffle your deck, but it doesn't actually tell me to shuffle the deck again.
Not require a look online.
And it doesn't say to discard the cards that I don't take.
This is true. I would, for right now, I would interpret that as put the cards right back on top.
Yeah. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No arrow cards. It could be, yeah, look that up real quick, because it could be that could be a misprint. But I did not get an arrow card out of it, unfortunately. I'm going to use the Helicarrier, unfortunately, to pay for Expert Marksman. And then I am going to use Expert Marksman to play Explosive Arrow. So unfortunately, I was hoping to get a better arrow to play with the quiver, but there were no arrows in the top 5 cards. So I'm gonna have to do this one, which is exhaust Hawkeye's Bow, and deal 3 damage to the villain and each minion engaged with that player. I unfortunately, and choose a player, which would be me, because there are no minions at the moment. There are no minions, so I'm just gonna deal 3 damage to the villain. Would have preferred this to 2 more of that. Okay, so he's down to 25. And I do not have another arrow to use, so I don't have to use Hawkeye's ability. So instead, I am going to just attack with him. And that's for... He has +1 attack right now, so that's for 3. So that brings Rhino down to 22. And I'm out of cards, so that's my turn.
I've not quickly found any answer. I don't know if you want to continue looking, but...
You do your turn, I'll look.
I am going... Well, first of all, to describe myself, I am Odin's son. In alter ego form, I have 4 recovery, with the action of Worthy. Search your deck and discard pile for Mjolnir. For the Mjolnir upgrade, and add it to your hand. Shuffle your deck, limit once per round. On the other side, I am Thor, with 1 thwart, 2 attack, and 2 defense. With the ability Response. After you engage a minion, draw 2 cards. Limit once per phase. So, hero phase, enemy phase, evil phase, Rhino's phase. Let's just call it that. So, back to Odinson mode. Oh, by the way, I have a hand size of 5 as Odinson and 4 as Thor. That is abysmal.
It really is.
But on the plus side, I start out with 14 HP.
Yeah, I start out with 9. So, we're going to see how that goes.
Yep. So, for my first turn, I'm going to start by simultaneously using... I'm going to spend Lightning Strike to spend for Asgard. So, what was that? To search your deck and discard pile for a card with the Asgard trait, and add it to your hand and shuffle your deck. I'm going to simultaneously, for ease, also look for Mjolnir at the same time.
Curious. Nope, you didn't have an Asgard already in your discard.
Actually, it's good to know. I was not going to look there. Let's see what we got. Asgard armor, +5 hit points. Nice.
That would be nice.
Asgard location, +1 hand size. Probable.
That's probably good.
That is the reason I thought to use that. I remember looking at that. I'm going to completely go right past the hammer while looking for these Asgard cards. Asgard title. Exhaust God of Thunder, generate an energy resource. Ooh. That is also good.
Yeah.
Oh. I will consider those 2.
The hand size probably is better early game.
Both are really good. A permanent +1 resource.
Oh yeah, you're right. They're both probably really good early game.
I do get an option for a second one of those. Attack superpower. Okay. Oh, Lady Sif's among them. And
Was your hammer like right at the top?
Mjolnir was on the top. Alright, cost of 1, that's important. And Thor gets a +1 attack and gains the aerial trait.
Yeah, that's why you didn't have to spend a resource to find it. But it's funny because Clint Barton's ability, I spend a resource to go find the bow, but then the bow costs 0.
Alright, so I've done this, that's all out of there. These are the cards I'm working with, plus one of these 2. I want Mjolnir out, which would leave me with 2 resource. So unless I want to hold on to this guy...
I would use God of Thunder then.
I could hold on to this for the next turn. That is the only thing I might go for that one. Which... it would also deplete my deck faster.
But it also it also means that you won't have the extra resource on your next turn. This will give you an extra resource on your next turn.
True. Very true. Yep, I'll go with that. And then the shuffling, while I consider everything I'm doing. Okay. I mean, I'm pretty much doing exactly that. I'm spending these 3 to get these value of 3.
Put this out first and then spend it to put that up.
Oh, that's a very smart idea. Okay.
And then figure out what card you want to save.
Now I gotta figure out what card I want to save. Do I want one of the upgrades? Did I just say that? No, I did not. I think I need to get rid of invulnerability because it's far too tempting and far too expensive.
Probably.
Yeah. Alright, so I'm going to spend that. And defeat a minion, 1 damage, ready hero. I don't care about that. So, we got a Thunder. I guess I'll put that over here. And Exhaust to generate a resource. Hey, Mjolnir. Right, 2 restricted cards per player total. I forgot how the restricted works. Okay.
Yeah. It's interesting that both of our, like, we picked our starting heroes that each have, like, a main restricted weapon.
Mm-hmm.
That they have, that their alter ego's ability has to go search for it.
Yeah. I'm going to further shuffle that when it's not my turn. I do not shuffle well, so I'm just going to do a weird technique where I just do this to simulate a bridge shuffle.
A lot of people do that. It's called pile shuffling.
I pile shuffle to simulate a bridge shuffle. So this remains in my hand, lie in wait. The minion engages you, deal 3 damage 1. I will hopefully use that later.
Okay, so end of turns.
I still got some options.
Oh, do you? Oh, right, I forgot. You're still in your alter ego mode.
I am still alter ego, so let me become Thor, God of Thunder. And probably attack with a +1. I used it.
No, not on this side.
Oh, where? I gained both sides. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, but both sides have our different abilities.
And it's a response, so I can... Awesome, okay. So I guess I'm going to attack for 3.
Okay.
So yeah, damage.
2. Alright, Rhino is down to 19.
I begin shuffling.
And you exhausted to do that. You did not engage a minion, so that doesn't happen. Alright, so we draw up to our hand size and then an exhaust.
I gotta shuffle faster.
Alright, my hand size as Hawkeye is 5. I saw most of these cards already. I have invulnerability as well. Ugh.
And I did go with the extra stuff, so my hand size is 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4.
Alright, do we have...
Hey! It's done!
Oh, you got it. Nice.
Oh, that is beautiful. Alright, so next up is Rhino?
Yep,
Oh, I guess you're looking for responses.
yeah, because I'm playing a protection deck, so sometimes there are responses. I do have a hero interrupt card in my hand now that's Get Behind Me, which, when a treachery card is revealed from the encounter deck, cancel its when revealed effects, the villain attacks you instead. Probably not going to use that with Hawkeye when I'm about to get attacked and Hawkeye only has 9 health. But we'll see.
Let's see if I messed anything up. For Asgard? I did that right, yay. I did for Asgard as alter ego.
Okay.
We didn't do anything important, so that wouldn't have actually mattered.
Alright, so villain's turn. So first we're going to add 2 threat to the main scheme, 1 per player during the threat phase. And then Rhino is going to attack me. So he gets 1 boost card. He has an attack of 2. I am debating. I don't have any arrows in my hand.
We're all not exhausted anymore, right?
No, everything should be unexhausted. So there's no reason for me to try to stay unexhausted right now because, but my defense is only 1. Bleh, is that even worth it? I don't have any arrows in my hand, so the best I'm going to be able to do is get an arrow with my quiver, hope that then one of the next 5 cards has an arrow in it. So there's no real reason for me to... There's no real reason for me to stay unexhausted, so I'm going to defend. And he attacks me for 4. I'm only taking 3 of that because I defended for 1. So I'm down to 6 health. Alright. And he's attacking you now. So 2 plus something. Are you
2 plus
defending
something.
or...
I don't think I really should bother. It's 5 damage at most, I think.
Yeah.
Unless he surges in some way, but yeah, I think I'm good to take the first hit on the nose.
Okay, so it's 2 plus 2. So you took 4 damage.
4 damage.
And then we both get an encounter card. Alright, so my encounter card, give Rhino a tough status card. If Rhino already has a tough status card, this gains surge. He does not, so he is not tough. I'll put it there. Alright, what's yours say?
Gang up. When revealed as a hero, the villain and each minion engaged with you attacks.
Okay, so we get to decide again. Are you defending?
Actually,
It's 2 plus something.
since he's tough, I'm thinking I'm going to take it again. And as a result,
you need to get the tough off of him.
yeah, I'll get the tough off of him, and that'll enable you to do whatever damage you're capable of, or at the very least, get the tough off.
I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to do damage on my turn because I currently don't have an arrow, and I only have protection cards in my hand, and I'm exhausted.
But getting that tough off of him is probably a good idea. I think you'd agree.
Yeah, it's your first, by the way, on the next round.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think I'll take it again and hope for the best.
All right. 3 damage.
And I'll have 1 HP more than you do. 7.
Okay. So your turn. That's the first player marker.
Alright. So, cards I have available to me are Asgard plus 1 hand size, very lovely. Lion weight, we already know that. Deal 3 damage to a minion that engages with me. Melee, 3 damage to an enemy, and 3 damage to another enemy. Okay. And uppercut, deal 5 damage to an enemy. These two are expensive.
You need to get Asgard out.
I don't want to make use of those. I will, however, spend some energy and these 2 cards to bring out Asgard.
Yeah, I was gonna say, keep that on your side.
Yes. Yes. So these 2 are spent, and so is that energy. Leaves me unable to pay for lion weight yet again. Can I discard this at the end of turn?
Yeah, at the end of your turn, you can discard.
Consider it. It is cheap.
All right. Are you doing anything with Thor?
I should do something with Thor, like attack. Yeah, I'm not engaging a minion, so...
Yeah, and unfortunately, you're going to do 3 damage against this tough.
Yeah, but it is gone. But that should do it for my turn. I'm exhausted.
Are you staying in hero mode?
I should heal. Think it's a good idea to switch. Recover a little bit.
Yeah, probably.
And get a very large hand size. I think I will take this. And I don't need to look for Mjolnir.
It's already out.
Alright. I'm done.
Alright, my turn. Okay, so I have a bunch of protection cards in my hand. First thing I'm gonna do is use the quiver. Although, also, by the way, I did look it up, and we did it correctly. You're supposed. It doesn't say to place them back in any way you want, and it doesn't say to shuffle your deck, and it doesn't say to discard them. So you just put them back in the same order that they came out. So
Very
1,
nice.
2, 3, 4, 5. Arrows! Yay! Lots of arrows. Well, my next hand's gonna be full of arrows. Which one do I want right now, though?
Probably consider cost.
Okay, so my options are Vibranium Arrow, which is exhaust Hawkeye's bow and deal 6 damage to an enemy. This attack gains Pearson. That would have been nice to know that I was gonna have before you put 3 damage against his tough.
Yep.
Great. Whatever.
I mean, that wouldn't. Oh, that would have gotten rid of the piercing, wouldn't it?
Yes, piercing gets rid of the tough status card before it deals damage.
Nice.
So yeah, that would have been nice, but I don't think I'm going to take that right now. The explosive arrow is not super useful because it deals 3 damage to the villain and each minion. Don't have those. And Sonic Arrow. Exhaust Hawkeye's bow, confuse an enemy, and deal 3 damage to it. You are currently Odin's son, which means if I confuse him, then he won't scheme.
That was smart.
So I think I'm going to take the Sonic Arrow. The Sonic Arrow goes face up on my Twitter. And then these just go back in the same order, which means I am going to be drawing all of these on my next all those arrows right there. Okay. So I'm definitely going to do the Sonic Arrow, but I'm going to hold off on that for a second. I'm going to, because I definitely want to do what doesn't kill me.
What doesn't kill me makes me Hawkeye.
Alright. I'm going to spend Invulnerability and Bait and Switch to play what doesn't kill me, which what doesn't kill me requires you to spend at least 1 physical resource, and I did with the Invulnerability. And hero action. Heal 2 damage from your hero and ready your hero. So I'm going to heal up to 8 and then ready Hawkeye. I'm going to spend Expert Marksman and Second Wind. I'll hold on to get behind me. I might discard at the end of my turn because I can't currently do anything with it. To play the Sonic Arrow, which exhaust the bow, deal 3 damage, 1, 2, 3, so that's 16, and confuse. So Rhino is currently confused.
So next time he attempts to scheme, he fails.
Yes. So I do not have another arrow, so there's no reason for me to use Hawkeye's ability. I'm debating using Hawkeye because I can attack with Hawkeye and do 3 damage, or I can thwart for 1.
I feel like attack.
Attack. You know, we're not really in danger yet, but I know that Rhino's scheme can get bad really fast if the wrong things happen. But I mean, you're right. He only has 2 in it at the moment, so I'm gonna attack. So that brings Rhino down to 13. Less than half health. I don't think I need to move. I don't think I need to go into alter ego mode, so I'm going to stay in hero mode. And I'm debating if I want to hold on. That is the end of my turn, by the way. So now we're at the discard, draw, and then ready phase. Debating if I want to discard Get Behind Me.
I am going to discard Lion Bait. It is too circumstantial, and it's just taking up a spot in my hand.
When a treachery card is revealed from the encounter deck, cancel its when revealed effects. The villain attacks you instead. The fact that he attacks me instead is the part that's causing me to not want to play it. So I think I'm going to discard it and draw a whole new hand.
It attacks you instead, but you could defend, correct?
Yeah, but this is during the encounter phase when I've already dealt with an attack.
Yeah, and you need to...
And I'm probably not going to defend.
Yeah.
I'm going to try not to. I'm going to try to stay ready during my turn because I'm going to have multiple arrows in my hand. Alright. Anyway, time to draw. 1, 2.
2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Thank you, Asgard.
And all of these arrows. Okay. So I have a bunch of arrows currently in my hand. I have Tackle, which is stun an enemy if you pay for this card using physical resource and deal 3 damage to that enemy. I'm probably not going to play that. And I also have Beat 'em Up, which just deals 1 damage to each villain and each minion. Which also probably not going to play that. Okay, villain's turn. He threat phase. He gets 2 threat on the main scheme. And he's going to scheme for you first, but he's confused, so that's not going to happen. And then he's going to attack me. I'm going to just take it and hope for the best. Yes! 2 damage. Alright, so I'm at 6. Alright, your encounter card first.
Alright.
Minion.
Minion.
Draw 2 cards. Oh wait, no, you're Odin. Oh.
I am Odin.
Not Odin. You're Odin's son, sorry. Oh, that was the worst timing.
Yes, it was. Alright. The Hydra mercenary is now engaged with me with terrible timing. 0 scheme, but 1 attack. 0 scheme, so at the very least he won't be scheming right now.
He wouldn't have been anyway.
He has guard, so I have no choice but to attack him if I make an attack.
But he wouldn't have been anyway. He came out during the encounter phase, so he was after the scheming phase.
But yes, that is where I stand.
Yeah, let's put that up there.
That does change the flow of my hand, though.
Alright, well, mine is... Forced interrupt. When any amount of damage would be dealt to Rhino, place it here instead. Then, if there's at least 5 damage here, discard armored Rhino suit. So he has armor right now. I'm gonna just put this here so that we remember to actually do it. Normally attachments would go like under, but I'm just gonna put it right there. So basically, yeah. So basically, for every single attack we do, we place the damage here first, and then once there's 5 or more, then we can discard it.
There are 2 obstacles between me and Rhino. I like those odds.
What?
Nothing. Nothing.
Okay, well, it's my turn. Yeah, I managed to stay upright. That's not the word. Ready. Alright, first we're gonna do Hawkeye's Quiver. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh,
I have an electric arrow.
I should probably fix some things I left unfixed.
Ah. Oh, you didn't ready up?
I did not ready up at the correct time.
Okay, so I have 3 different arrows that I can play. Ooh, this is choose a... I can kill your minion, by the way.
Ooh. I think I probably can too. And deal damage to him.
I have an explosive arrow. Exhaust Hawkeye's bow and choose a player. Deal 3 damage to the villain and each minion engage with that player.
That is nice. That is very nice.
Yeah, so I'm probably gonna play that. The electric arrow stuns him, but I'm probably gonna do the vibranium arrow. But oh geez, that's annoying. Because he has the armor right now.
How does the armor interact with overkill? How does the armor interact with overkill? Because normally overkill, you deal the damage that you need to, and then the rest goes on to the villain, or I guess someone else, maybe.
You have overkill in your hand?
I do have an option for overkill. It's not the best thing, but...
I'm probably going to get rid of the armor on my turn, so it doesn't matter.
Fair enough.
And your minion.
Yeah.
Because I think I'm going to hold on to the vibranium arrows, because those do 6 damage, and that's just going to waste the armor. So I'm going to hold on to those for next turn, and probably do a lot of damage on my next turn. So what I'm... Can I afford to do 1, 2, 3, So I can afford to do that and hold on to both vibranium arrows for next turn. Alright, so I'm gonna spend tackle and beat him up. Sorry, I'm gonna spend tackle. 1 second. I am going to use my extra markman first to do the explosive arrow. I am choosing you. So I'm choosing you as the player, exhausting Hawkeye's bow, dealing 3 damage to the villain and each minion engaged with you, so that villain's dead. So that minion's dead, sorry.
Minion's dead.
And we're gonna put 3 damage on the armor. Alright. Now I'm gonna do the electric arrow. Because the electric arrow does 3 damage, so that'll get rid of the armor, and it also stuns him. So I'm gonna spend tackle and beat him. Oh, right, sorry. Gotta exhaust Hawkeye first to ready my arrow, my bow. Now I'm gonna spend tackle and beat him up to play the electric arrow, which is gonna do 3 damage to the armor, which is gonna get rid of it. And is going to stun Rhino.
Which is not a circumstance covered by the armor card.
I have 2 vibranium arrows in my hand that I cannot use. I'm just gonna hold on to them for next turn.
Both of them.
Yes, because if I can keep him ready, I can use both of them. And they vibranium arrows do 6 damage.
That is nice.
And there's 2 of them. And if he manages to get tough, I can get rid of it because vibranium arrows. I'm debating. I am debating flipping down to alter ego in order to have an extra card for spending, just in case.
He will scheme. He will not defend. He will not attack you. So you will almost definitely be ready.
He will scheme though, but that's the problem. He's currently at 4.
I will definitely be hero mode by the end of my turn.
What's your thwart? You have a thwart of 1.
Yep.
Ugh. I'm gonna draw up to 5, so that'll give me 3 cards plus expert markman. I'm just worried one of them's gonna be an expert marksman. And if that's the case, then I'm screwed. Because then I'll have to spend it in order to do both arrows. I don't really have a way of drawing cards. And we can survive one actual scheme. I'm gonna you're definitely gonna be Thor. So okay, we'll do that and hope for the best. Your turn.
All right. So my hand.
Oh, it should be.
You've actually weakened my effect a little bit.
Sorry.
No, I mean whatever.
That's what I could do.
Yeah. So the only thing I think I'm gonna end up actually doing this turn primarily is going to be putting the helicarrier out.
Oh, that would. Okay.
That will be helpful. I think first things first.
So if what I fear happens, then maybe I can ask you for the helicarrier.
Yeah.
Oh no, but I did flip down, so I'll have an extra card, so we'll see.
First things first, I am going to use this and heal myself a little bit. Get myself 4 HP back.
Yeah, so that means you're not gonna be able to thwart.
I'm not gonna be able to thwart.
Yeah, we'll have to deal with it.
But I am going to...
He only has a scheme of 1, so maybe, hopefully it's not a big deal.
Flip up. And I'm not engaged with the minion. I'm not... Honestly, I don't know if I want to at this point. My cards available are... As I try to show. Helicarrier, I'm definitely going to pull out. Which allows me to exhaust the helicarrier once per turn to choose a player and reduce the resource cost of the next card that player plays by 1. Very, very useful.
Yeah,
Expensive.
I had that in the first round, and I wish I could have gotten it out, but this stuff didn't work.
Mm-hmm. Something that probably has some use to. Honestly, if we're desperate, I could do this, but I don't think it's the right deck for it.
What is it?
Defender of the Nine Realms. It is a hero action for thwart. I discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until I discard a minion. Put that minion into play engaged with me, which I will get 2 cards from.
I don't think there's a lot of minions in this deck.
And once that happens, remove 3 threat from a scheme. So remove 3 threat, I get 2 cards, and we're probably down most of that deck, which is not good.
Yeah, I don't think we have enough minions in that deck for that.
That is the only other action I'd be able to easily and want to do this turn. I'm not a fan of this card. It has some interesting aspects, but I don't like it.
It would be a better card in it with a different villain.
Yes. I also have Athletic Conditioning. Discard 1 stun or confuse stats card from your hero. I don't have any. That is now a resource. Relentless Assault. Hero action attack. Deal 5 damage to a minion only. If you pay for this card using a physical resource, this attack gains overkill.
Right.
Thus going to the villain. I do have a way to do a physical resource, but I don't need to worry about it right now. Because I don't have a minion.
I got rid of your minion.
Mm-hmm. And then I have 2 copies of a 3-cost Hammer Throw. Hero action to exhaust Mjolnir. Deal 8 damage to an enemy, could be the villain, and return Mjolnir to your hand. This attack gains overkill.
So it sounds like first you're putting a helicarrier out.
Yep, first I'm putting the helicarrier out. I'm going to use one of these Hammer Throws, I think, as...
Use your God of Thunder. Because you don't need it specifically a lightning resource for anything, do you?
Right. No, I don't.
Sorry, I always forget what they're called.
One of those. One of my Hammer Throws.
Energy.
And Athletic Conditioning. I'm not going to hold on to that, waiting to be stunned and confused. So I think, yeah, that's the 3, so Helicarrier is now out. Let me reorganize a little bit, I guess. I'm running out of space, which is a good thing, in a sense. These 2 are discarded. Which leaves me with 0 cost, 2 cost, and a 3 cost. And no more... Actually, no, I have the Helicarrier, so that's actually cheapened by 1. That requires a minion that I could do that now, actually. I could spend these 2, exhaust the Helicarrier, if, depending on... Actually, no, I do want to use it. And Hammer Throw becomes an option.
I kind of figured that's what you were doing.
I didn't think I had the numbers for it, but I forgot the Helicarrier.
That you just put out, yeah.
Yep. Alright, so I think that's it. 1, 2, 3. Exhaust Mjolnir. I don't know why I'm going to do this because... Oh, it's not consistent. There we go. Exhaust Mjolnir. Deal 8 damage to an enemy. And then return it to my hand. Why did I exhaust
do you exhaust and then return it to your hand? I don't understand that card.
Is it exhausted in my hand?
13 minus 8 is 5? Yes. Brain didn't want to do math. There we go. Rhino is at 5.
Hammer Throw is done.
I'm glad that it's your turn first next time before I get to use Vibranium Arrows, so you can get into the next phase.
Oh good, he's stunned. He's not actually going to attack me.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Not unless he gangs up on me again. Are you cheating, looking ahead?
Yes, because I can. That's not cheating. There's no rule against it. I just wanted to make sure he wasn't getting a tough status card as soon as he went to second level. He does not. I don't think so anyway. Unless Breaking and Taken gives him a tough status card, which I do not remember what it does.
Alright. So yes, I believe that concludes my turn. All I have left is Mjolnir, which I can't afford.
Okay, so draw up your hand size. Mine is currently 6.
I am 5, and I have Mjolnir in my hand. Mjolnir. 2, 3, 4, 5.
Hey, I found an ally. There are allies in my deck.
I have 2 allies, actually. Oh, dear lord. I'm glad I have all these, things, because the 2 allies cost 7. We'll see how that works out. But yes, unexhausting, I remember this time. These, actually, no, I don't.
Yeah, I still don't have the other expert marksman in my hand, which I would have actually liked to have. That'd have been nice. Okay. So Rhino's turn. First, he's gonna scheme against me, so that is 1 plus 2, so he's scheming for 3. Alright, and now he's attacking you, but he's not because he's stunned. Okay, and encounter cards. Mine first. Of course it's my obligation.
Oh, no.
Yeah. You may flip dark. I am alter ego. All right, so my obligation says that I may flip to alter ego, and I can choose exhaust Clint Barton and remove this card from the game, or discard Hawkeye's bow from play and discard this obligation.
From play?
From play, so I would put him in the discard pile, not from the game.
That sounds like from the game.
No. The first part says remove this card from the game.
Okay.
So it would
Okay,
say
yeah,
that.
Yeah.
So it's removing it, discarding from play is just taking it off the table, putting it in your discard pile.
Got it.
I'm actually debating just discarding Hawkeye's bow, because I'm already Clint Barton, which means I can just, and I have the extra resource, because I do not want to exhaust, because I want to play both Vibrating Arrows on my turn. But I have an extra card that I can use to pay to get the bow back. And then the bow's free, I can just play it. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. So I'm gonna discard that and discard my bow. Alright, you're good.
Oh, right. Advance the villain schemes.
Great. So he's at 7 right now, so he's at half. So 1 plus 0. Yay. And that's the other advance. Perfect. 1. So it's at 8. Oh, geez. I really... Do you have any sort of thwarting ability at all?
I have a thwart of 1 for my main character.
It's your turn, because I'm not
Okay.
going to be able to thwart on my turn.
Okay.
So that's going to be up to you. If you can thwart on your turn, that's better than doing damage.
And this is the only one. This is game over if we lose
Yes.
this, correct?
Yes. But my turn is going to be all just to do 12 damage.
Mine is interesting. I want to play everything except for this card. This card is Brute Force. Your hero gets +1 attack. Your basic attack gains Piercing. Ignores the tough status cards and deals damage. After you make a basic attack, discard Brute Force. I don't want to bother with that.
Yeah, it only costs 1, which is why it's a temporary thing, but at the same time, it's... yeah.
But meanwhile, I do want Mjolnir back. I do want Thor's helmet to give me a +5 hit points. And I would like both, if not either, of these allies. Tigra, who heals herself upon attacking. And Lady Sif, who readies Thor when going into play. Also has 2 thwart, 2 attack. If I thwart, she will be the way. That is basically my primary access to thwarting.
You need to get the hammer back out.
So yes, in terms of resources that I have the Brute Force Helicarrier and the Energy Resource, which is honestly not bad. Did I mess something up?
Hmm.
Did I just turn back into Thor this turn, or was I already Thor?
You were already Thor.
Okay, I did not mess up then. I thought I was short a card. All right. So I want Mjolnir.
Honestly, if I would give up on...
I've already got 3 things to work with. What do you think I'm gonna give up on?
Thor's helmet.
Thor's helmet? Due to Lady Sif's usefulness, I'm gonna give up on Tigra.
The problem is I don't think you can... There's no way to get out both Lady Sif and Mjolnir.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, is it?
If I spin the helmet, then yes.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I miscounted.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
And
use Thor first before you put Lady Sif out.
Correct. I'm getting the order in head. I'm also making sure I'm not trying to use like an alter ego.
Put the hammer out first.
I am very bad. Yeah, I am very bad at like keeping things in order. Like this is only available to the alter egos. Like, well, I found that out 3 hours after the game ended. Brute force, I do not like you. Noise hammer, I do. I could have just done one of those. Oh well.
Well, you're about to use them anyway.
Yeah. I have a +1 and I'm attacking, right?
Thwart.
I'm thwarting.
I mean, yeah, you didn't really have to put the hammer out in order to thwart, but you have to thwart because I can do more damage than you can.
How much damage do you do?
I'm gonna do
like
6 damage twice.
All right, so yeah.
I know he's at 5, so one of those damage is gonna go to waste if you don't do any damage. But
if I do damage and I don't take him out, then an entire attack is almost going to damage to waste.
Exactly.
Okay, so thwart. I'm just gonna leave that where it is. I don't care. One of these goes away.
Thank you.
Right off the table. Don't worry about it.
I got it.
So Helicarrier and God of Thunder. Plus 2 more units. By Thor's helmet. I'm so sorry. Oh wait, it's Asgardian. If I need it, I can use that other card that I'm sure I will never see again. To bring out Lady Sif.
You're probably gonna shuffle your deck soon, at some point.
Am I just putting her in line with all the upgrades?
You can put her up here, and then minions can go here.
Okay. So Lady Sif enters play. I could ready Odinson.
Or Thor.
Or Thor.
We had to differentiate because there's a Lady Thor. Although I don't think there's a Lady Thor hero. No, we have a Valkyrie, but not a Lady Thor. But there is a Lady Thor ally.
Odin Son, Odin Dotir. Anyway, I'm ready. I'm thwarting again, right? Yeah, I'm just gonna thwart.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna thwart, and I'm gonna thwart with Lady Sif. So that is 3. I will need some tokens back.
So you thwart it for 3 total?
Yep. Alright, we're down to 4. Looking good. Looking good.
It's much better.
Thor did what he's good at. Thwarting.
Are you staying Thor, or are you gonna flip down? I'm flipping up, so I have to in order to do what I want to do.
Defending or healing? My HP is 14. One of the heals would go to waste, but I would be at max. What do you think?
I am in danger, because I'm only at 6 health and I can't heal myself. But I'm going to have to deal with it.
I remembered. I take damage. I have 3 of those hits I can take. I think I will go down.
I might ask you to throw Lady Sif in front of me.
I'd rather not do that this turn.
We will see what happens, because I'm only at 6 health, but I have to flip up, and I can't heal.
I am going to flip down. That way I don't have to defend myself.
Okay. But I still might need you to use Lady Sif to defend me.
I will,
we will see
hopefully not need to. Let's see.
We're not going to know until... Basically, if he ends up attacking me twice, then you're going to have to.
Yeah, but that'll be we'll know the second attack.
We'll see what
that'll-
happens.
That'll definitely be unavoidable.
Yeah. All right, my turn.
Yep, I'm done.
Okay, so first, using Clint Barton's ability, I'm gonna spend Brother Voodoo to get my bow back, and I'm just gonna play it. And then I'm gonna flip. I'm going to, and I'm just gonna play the Vibranium Arrow. So, exhaust Expert Marksman and use Athletic Conditioning. Exhaust the bow to do the first Vibranium Arrow. So, exhaust Hawkeye's bow deals 6 damage to an enemy, and this attack against Pearson. He does not have tough, so that doesn't matter. That's going to take him down to 0. So, before we do anything else, we have to switch to the second phase of the villain. So when revealed, search the encounter deck and discard pile for Break-In and Take-In side scheme and reveal it. Shuffle the encounter deck. Also, he could kill me in one hit. I forgot that he goes to 3. Is Break-In and Take-In over there?
Still looking. No.
Okay. There it is.
There.
This over. Alright. When revealed, place additional 1 per player threat here. So that's going, and this is +1 encounter card. So it gets 4. Alright. And he has 30 health. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to spend my other 2 resources. I have a Hard to Ignore and a Resourceful to play my other Vibranium. Oh, sorry. Exhaust Hawkeye. Now I can do that. Other Vibranium Arrow and do 6 more damage. That brings him down to 24. Alright, and oh. Might as well use Hawkeye's Quiver. Gotta keep them in the right order. 5. I think the only arrow here is the cable arrow, so I'll put that there. Alright. Alright, that's the end of my turn.
Alright. Exhaust.
Oh, and draw.
I'm going to unexhaust first because I will forget otherwise.
You actually are supposed to draw first and then unexhaust. It's because if you end up there are some things that can happen if you lose all.
Oh, run out of cards.
Yeah. I know you get dealt an extra encounter card, but there's also like we don't have anything currently in this game, but there's also other things that can happen as well.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And so that's 5 plus 1. Thank you, Asgard. Yeah, like put these cards over here so I can kind of.
Oh, I have jump flip. That could be really useful. So I have jump flip in my hand, which says when you would take any amount of damage, prevent 2 of that damage. If paid for this card using a energy resource, remove 2 threat from the main scheme. I might need to do that.
What is it?
I have jump flip in my hand, which
Oh.
basically it's a hero interrupt. When you would take any amount of damage, prevent 2 of that damage. If you paid for this card using an energy resource, remove 2 threat from the main scheme. So I might do that. You have. Oh, you have Warning in your hand. Nice.
Yeah, so I can reduce someone's damage by 1. I don't know if I have to take a defense action for that or not. Interrupt defense.
No, you don't have to take a defense action.
It's just kind of
It's
a
just
descriptor.
yeah, it's just described as a defense interrupt. Okay, well, he is going to scheme against you. So that is 1 plus 2. So he's scheming for 3. Oh, we have to add 2 to for the threat phase. I forgot about that. All right, so this is at 9 right now.
9 out of
14.
14.
Yeah, and he's attacking me. Debating if I want to defend or not.
I mean,
I'm not gonna defend because I can use my jump flip and also like if you can use your warning, that'd be nice too.
I think I can make that decision after.
Yeah,
it is
yeah, you can make the
determined that
decision
you'll-
after, like after I would take damage. So it's 3 plus nothing. Okay, so I'm just gonna use my jump flip then. I'm going to. Oh, I also have a warning in my hand.
I mean, reduce as much of it. Well, actually,
No, I'm not gonna use the warning. I'm just gonna use the jump flip and
how
take
much
1
is
damage.
flip done?
What
How-
jump flip reduces 2, and if I pay for it with a energy resource, which I'm going to pay for it with Luke Cage because there's no way I'm affording him. And I'm gonna pay for this with Luke Cage jump flip. So I'm gonna reduce the amount of damage I take. So I'm only gonna take 1. So I'm at 5. I'm gonna save the warning for in case I end up getting attacked again.
Do you want me to use my warning on you?
Do you think you're gonna need it for resource?
I only have one expensive
Also, I
thing on
paid for
here.
this with an energy resource. So I'm gonna remove 2 threat from the main scheme.
Yeah. I think I can make do one way or another. And healing is not very readily available in this game, so.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be flipping down on my turn.
Which brings us to the thwarting issue that we have.
Yeah, we definitely don't have very good thwart in either of our decks.
So yeah, I'm gonna use warning on you.
Okay, so back up to 6. All right. So that was his phase for both of us, and now we're gonna get an extra encounter card, which means 1, 2, 3, and you do yours first.
Both of them?
Yeah. So do the one on the left first. That was the first one I drew.
Bomb scare.
Oh, great.
Side scheme. Reports are out that Hydra agents have planted a bomb in a nearby hotel. When revealed, place an additional 1 per person threat here. And what's that?
4.
Additional.
It's an additional 2, so it's 4 total. Put this over here, and that is an extra
One of these cards.
threat. No, that's an extra threat during the threat phase. So that's not going to happen until the next villain phase. All right, do the other one.
Hydra Bomber. I am Odinson again.
Oh, that is really unlucky. Yeah, put that up there. All right, my turn.
Should I look at this guy first?
Sure.
1 scheme,
right.
1 attack, 2 HP, so at the very least there's that. The bomber came out with the bomb scare.
Of course he did.
Choose to either when revealed. I'm glad I looked at him. Choose to either take 2 damage or place 1 threat on the main scheme. I think I'm taking damage.
Yeah.
You can use your warning on me.
I might get attacked.
Yeah, it's fair. And I'm at 9, so I'm.
Yeah, I'm not as worried.
dying.
I'm not as worried about you.
Yeah.
All right. So I hate everything.
Oh, Shadows of the Past.
Oh, I hate everything.
This is not a good villain turn. Or, alternatively, it's a very good villain turn for the villain.
Alright. So, Crossfire is going in, and he has Quick Strike, which sucks. And his side scheme is going in as well. which has 5 on it.
So you are getting it back.
All right. Yeah. When revealed for this, so first I'm gonna read the side scheme. When revealed, the Clint Barton player searches their hand, deck, and oh my gosh, I have Mockingbird in my hand. When revealed, the Clinton Barton player searches their hand, deck, and discard pile and play area for Mockingbird and places her face up beneath this card. When this scheme is defeated, return Mockingbird to her owner's hand. I'm just like starting my turn with 2 cards in my hand. It's great. Oh. Goodbye, Mockingbird. Okay, and Crossfire. He is a minion with 1 scheme and 2 attack. He has Quick Strike, and Crossfire's attacks gain piercing. I don't have a tough status card on me right now, but he's just going to attack me for 2. I might as well use my ward. I'm not going to be able to do anything on my turn.
Keep in mind you have a...
I do have a Cable Arrow that I can play. And the Expert Marksman to play with, so I don't actually need cards in my hand.
And I do have the Helicarrier that could potentially help you.
I mean, the most I might ask you to do is give me that to play Indomitable on my turn.
What'd you do with those cards?
The other 3 cards for Shadows of the Past have to go into his encounter.
Okay. For a second, I thought you just took like Shadows of the Past and just popped it right back on the top of the deck.
Oh no.
Like, that would be awkward. I wouldn't like that. Yeah, do you have anything that's particularly worthwhile in your hand to play?
Yeah, so basically, not really, actually. Because I have Indomitable in my hand, which, at most, I might ask you to use the Helicarrier so that I can play it on my turn and just put it in effect. Indomitable is after your hero defends, discard Indomitable and ready your hero. So it'll allow me to defend and then ready myself again. So it could be useful later.
Sure you didn't want to defend against Crossfire and just...
I can't. This is an upgrade, not an event.
Oh, right. Not an interrupt. Okay. Yeah, that's a fair thing to put on there.
Alright, so I'm just going to use Warning to only take 1 damage from Crossfire.
Interesting villain turn, indeed.
Oh, geez, this sucked. Can you do 24 damage?
No. Nor can I heal 24 Thwart. How much Thwart do we have out there now?
I'm not going to be able to do any damage to him because I am... On my turn, I'm going to be using my Cable Arrow because it's the only arrow I currently have, and that removes threat. It does not do damage.
There are 20 scheme points out there. I don't know what the proper term for them are. Threat, I guess, maybe?
I'm probably going to remove one of the schemes. Because I can thwart with Hawkeye. We're done his phase. That's completely done, so my turn. Okay. So I think what I'm gonna do is use my Cable Arrow to remove 3 threat from. What do you think is worse? Right now we are placing 4 threat on the scheme during the threat phase, with these 2 out. So I can either remove Bomb Scare or Break In and Taken.
Well, another question is, what do I have in my hand that I'm going to end up playing? I have 2 cards that reference threat. I have To the Rescue, just remove 2 threat. Not great and kind of expensive, but it's there.
If you have any way to remove 4 threat, that would be really useful.
And I have Brawn, which is a 3-cost card, 3-cost ally. And if I bring him out and attack with him, remove 1 threat from a scheme. So some damage and some threat at the same time.
Okay.
So that's 3 threat there. If I actually use Odinson, potentially I can get another 1.
Yeah, because I'm probably going to get rid of Bomb Scare, and then if you get rid of Breaking and Taken, then that just leaves us with the extra 1 threat during the threat phase. And we don't have to have the extra card or this one.
The extra card, yeah. Take the card out first.
The problem is, right now we're placing 4 threat during the threat phase. And I'm flipping down, so he's going to scheme.
Can I afford these two? Is another question. That's 5. Sorry. 5. I would have potentially 3, 4, 5. So I can afford it. I would just not be able to do anything else.
Yeah, and you wouldn't be able to give me the helicarrier, which is fine. I don't need to play Indomitable. It's not that important.
Deal 3 damage to an enemy. This attack gains piercing. I don't think that's as important as the actual schemes that are out. Defender of the Nine Realms, heck no. And deal 3 or 4 damage to an enemy. Not worth it. So yeah, I think that is good. I can take out one of those.
Okay, so between the two of us, we can take out both of them. That's good. All right, so I'm gonna use expert marksman blah, to play the cable arrow. From my quiver. Right, my quiver should be upright, by the way, because I never actually unexhausted that from last turn. So that's gonna remove. You know what? Let's actually use the quiver first to see if I get anything else. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hey, another cable arrow. I'm gonna put the electric arrow here. And I'm still gonna use the cable arrow. Okay. I could use the electric arrow. But I think removing the side scheme is better right now. But I could, because I could spend Indomitable for it. Yeah, I'm gonna use the cable arrow still though to remove 3 threat from here, and I'm going to thwart with Hawkeye for the last one. Alright, oh, and that did use the bow.
You are running out of room in your discard.
I'm almost out of cards, so that should be fine. Okay, that is my turn, because I don't think I can do anything else.
There. That's not going to help. Anyway, my turn.
One of these is Expert Markman.
Last one.
I might have just seen it. I just wasn't looking at any cards that weren't arrows.
Fair, fair.
Go.
Alright, alright, so I do want to thwart, don't I? If I'm gonna, I need to do 4. So, actually, I have, Sith.
Yeah, so you can do that.
Okay, that's got some potential. I have 9
And then you don't
HP.
have to. And then you don't have to.
I've got some options.
Okay, so you can actually. You can use To the Rescue and Lady Sif to get rid of Breakin' and Taken, and then use Brawn to just remove from the main scheme. I don't care about March for Death. I don't care about Mockingbird. We'll deal with that later. Breakin' and Taken. I'm worried about Breakin' and Taken right now.
Alternatively, I can just attack the Hydra Bomber and have him out of there. Sif can take it out. I still thwart.
But don't you want to heal?
Tempted. It's just...
Oh right, sorry, I was flipping down. we said many times that I was flipping down, and then I never did.
And I've done nothing. All right, so do I want to heal or do I want to get the perfect? Hydro Bomber's 1. I'll leave him out there for a little longer. Maybe he'll be useful in my next hand. Okay, so yes, I will heal. Bring myself up to 13. Which is just nice. Then I will... Do either of these matter? Other than the fact that I have to be a hero? Oh yeah, there should be a hero. Oh yeah, and I also exhausted. We always get it eventually. And... Engage me, minion! Later. Order doesn't really matter. I've got 1 and 2.
Order does matter. Don't put up. Actually, no, it doesn't matter because you can just choose where you're removing the threat from for Brawn. So never mind.
Yep. All right. So to the rescue. Remove 2 threat.
So we're gonna do that from here.
And then exhaust the Helicarn, this guy, and bring out Brawn.
And you spent surprise attack for that?
And I spent surprise attack for that as well. I just realized he has 5 HP.
Yeah, and he can remove 1 threat, so you're gonna remove it from here, right? Because when... Oh, after Brawn, but Brawn attacks, remove 1 threat.
Yes.
Okay, never mind. Don't do that yet.
And I am removing from Breaking and Taken with Lady Sif.
Yes.
So exhaust her, add a little damage token. And that brings us to... That's done.
Oh, yeah. So we did not get the extra encounter card. Yay.
For a split second, the way you were holding it, I thought you were ready to rip the card in half. Which would have been very, very impressive through a card protector. Next up is Brawn. Last thing I can do. Brawn attacks... he has 1 attack.
Yeah, see, none of these have guard.
Yeah, none of them have guard.
So do you want to just do 2 damage to the Hydra Bomber, or...
2?
Sorry, 1 damage to the Hydra Bomber?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
That's the question. Honestly, I think I may as well just attack with Rhino.
You mean attack Rhino?
Attack Rhino. Attack with Rhino! He's my ally now. Who are we fighting? I don't know. I think I'm gonna go for Rhino. Just get a little tick damage on him, and Hydra Bomber will probably go out in, like, a blaze of painful glory. Painful for him. I'm sure he would love it otherwise.
How many cards do I have left?
Enough
1,
for
2,
him.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if I discard Indomitable, I will not run out of cards. Okay, cool.
Damage token, please. So that is my turn.
All right.
I am ready.
I am discarding an Indomitable and drawing its cards.
I'm drawing 5. 1, 2, 3, 4.
There's Expert Marksman. Marksman? Markman.
And then I'm going to remember to unexhaust everything.
Next villain phase after the current one we're on, I'm going to have an extra encounter card because I only have 1 card left in my deck.
2, 3, 5, 6, 7. I've got 7 left. So
Okay, so
I'm going to be staggered by you for 1 turn unless I get a whole lot of drawing power.
yeah, so that should be like if you suddenly engage a minion.
Yep.
Do I have anything that can be used during?
Interrupts. That one.
I have 2 interrupts in my hand. I have Emergency, which when the villain schemes, reduce the amount of threat placed on the scheme by 1. And then I have Sidestep, which when you would take any damage, prevent 3 of that damage. If you paid with an energy resource, deal 1 damage to the enemy. When you would take any damage. I'm not gonna be using Sidestep because I am not in hero mode. But I might be able to. I might use Emergency. Oh, and unexhaust everything.
I'm going to have an interesting turn. But I do not have the interrupt that actually matters during the villain's turn. Mine just says, when you attack, get more attack.
Alright, well, he's scheming on my turn. Well, actually, no. First, 3. That's 10. Ugh, that's a problem. He's scheming on my turn. He's adding 3. I'm gonna use Emergency, which is gonna make that 2. So it's at 12. We could lose this. And Crossfire is gonna add 1. It's at 13.
1 more?
If we take 1 more, we're in trouble.
I do have 1 thing that can remove threat, and that is ignoring my ally. So if we get that far.
Yeah.
If we can get out of the villain's phase, which we've helped make that a lot more likely by removing all those cards. Oh man, if we didn't get rid of that scheme, we'd be straight up dead.
Yeah. This could be bad. Okay.
Oh yes, we're in deep trouble.
Yeah, we are in a lot of trouble right now. Okay. Well, he's attacking you.
Um,
Wait, where'd this? Oh, this is the boost card.
he is attacking me.
For 3 plus something.
3 plus something.
Oh, you should be unexhausted.
I should be. The only thing I did not remember. I can't control anything. There we go. I think I will defend with Lady Sif. Or should I? She's good thwart. That is the main reason I would consider holding on to her.
If you defend with Brawn, there's a chance he'll survive. Probably not. But there's a chance.
He's attacking a 3 plus, and any boost card greater than 0 will take
him out. Yeah.
And I don't like that. Let me see this interrupt card that I was looking at. Your hero makes a basic attack, so I would actually need to do it to make use of that. I might actually just ignore that. Ignore the +2.
What do you mean?
Skilled strike. When my hero makes a basic attack, I get +2 for that attack. If I defend with myself, I'll never be able to make it.
Yeah, you're right.
But this will still be useful as an ingredient. Resource.
So are you going to defend?
I think I'm just going to defend myself, yeah.
Okay. So defend, so exhaust yourself. And yep, so you're taking 4 minus 2.
Yep. Down to 11. I'm feeling good.
Alright, and Hydro Bomber attacks you.
It's just a straight up attack, isn't it?
Yeah, you could just put that on Brawn if you wanted to.
And does not exhaust him, right?
No.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, yes it would, because he would be defending, so yeah, it would exhaust him.
I'll take the 1 damage. So I can deal with the 1 damage or thwart.
Okay. So encounter cards. 1, 2. If any of these encounter cards causes start the go on the scheme, we're dead. Villain attacks me. Oh no, alter ego, this card gains surge.
Try again.
When revealed, you are confused. If you are already confused, this card gains surge. I'm not confused, so I will take that. I'm okay with this. It was better than something else it could have been. Go.
Hydro Bomber.
Yes.
Choose
you get to draw 2 cards.
Oh yeah, first I get to draw 2 cards, which now I'm closer to getting another card out.
Wait, how many do you have here?
I think I'm still goodish.
No, you're not.
4.
You have 5 cards here.
That is, oh yeah, the moment it runs out.
The moment it runs out is when you shuffle.
I hate that. But we'll have to deal with that when it comes up.
It's just part of the rules of this game.
When revealed, choose to either take 2 damage or 1 throw in the main scheme. No. This is starting to hurt. But I'm down to 8.
Oh, geez. It's our turn?
It is our turn.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that was painful. We need the thwart, and you're first.
Oh, I'm first. Great. Okay. It's our friend, Government Liaison.
I have a cable arrow in my hand.
That thwarts?
Yes. I also have a sonic arrow in my hand. So, which will confuse him. So if you decide you want to flip down, I'm not going to cover your health there.
That's probably a good idea.
Yeah, if you decide you want to flip down, then I can confuse him.
All right. Well, I'm going to take a good look at my hand. First of all, I have Government Liaison. Our good friend, which, look, I know what is in this deck enough to know that, well, the effect is exhaust the Government Liaison and play a shield card from your hand, reducing its resource cost by 1. Helicarrier is the only one in the deck.
It's
actually,
the only shield card, yeah.
The only shield card in, well, if we played another hero, there would be a second one for 2 heroes. I think you actually have 2 cards.
Mockingbird.
Mockingbird's the second one, yeah.
Currently not in my deck.
But you theoretically could make use of this card twice. Anyway, Government Liaison is useless to me. Skilled Strike, that's the one that gives me a +2 if I use a basic attack as a hero. That's useless to me. Now, what else do I have? After your hero attacks and defeats an enemy,
Not useful.
does that include other cards?
Hmm?
Deal 2... I had this. Hero action attack, deal 2 damage to an enemy, which can take out a Hydra Bomber. Would that count as your hero attacks and defeats an enemy?
It doesn't say basic attack.
And it does say hero action attack. Oh yeah, it doesn't say basic.
Hang on, let me check.
Honestly, I'm now defending it absolutely means that it would actually absolutely work.
I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I will continue looking at those. But yeah, the full card for Press the Advantage is deal 2 damage to an enemy. If that enemy is stunned or confused, draw a card. He is not. You're confused, that's the problem. Either way, that is useful. Clubber. Hero action attack. Deal 3 damage to an enemy. If this is the first card you have played this round, return this card to your hand. That'd be more interesting if we actually had any chance of killing him. But we do not. He has 23 health. God of Thunder. We got another one of those upgrades. Exhaust the God of Thunder. Generate the resource. And Lightning Strike. Spend X resources to deal X damage to the villain and each minion engaged with you. This attack ignores tough status cards if you have the aerial trait.
Okay, so no, it has to be an attack made by a hero. Apparently there's apparently there was a ruling that fixed that.
Oh, that's sad. That means I don't have much of a use for that. Which means I should not have defended. Great.
Actually, there's something else that says either any action listed as an attack or your hero's basic attack counts. I kind of want to go with this one because it does not say basic attack on Chase Him Down.
And we have seen basic attack stated in
I have seen basic attack stated in cards.
And since this card does say hero action attack, not to mention the card itself is specified as an attack.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with this one that I just found because it does say that it can be used for either.
So yeah. these two work together.
There was someone else who said that it couldn't be, but it doesn't say that there.
Now the real question is, how do I want to play this hand? Lightning Strike is a superhero. It is not an attack. So this one would be fair. Yeah, this is an event. This one would not count for Chase Them Down's attack requirement.
Yeah, because it doesn't actually say attack on it.
It's a superpower. It's a hero action. It's an event. It's not an attack. Which would stink because I could totally figure out a way to actually use 2 lightning resources to just wipe out him, and Rhino. Although maybe I'll make that work anyway. Well, for one of them anyway.
Thwart Lady Sif, by the way. Just do it. just get it done before you get tempted to attack with her.
Okay, those are done. Lady Sif is gone, and we're thwarting for 2.
Yes, we need to do this.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be a thwarting turn. I do have a cable arrow in my hand, so that's something at least.
Alright, I am going to bring God of Thunder out. Yes, so I'm going to exhaust the Helicarrier and use one of my cards to bring out God of Thunder.
So you 2 them, cool.
Yes, which will be useful on Lightning Strike. But first, I'm going to spend my lovely Government Liaison to press the advantage, dealing 2 damage to an enemy. That guy. If that enemy, he's dead. That's what's going on here.
And he's not stunned or confused, so
Yeah.
if the enemy was stunned or confused, you would have got the draw a card.
Yeah. But anyway, in response to that, after your hero attacks and defeats an enemy, remove 2 threat from a scheme, because he died. Which leaves me with Clobber and or Lightning Strike. Oh, actually, no, this is exactly what I wanted to do. Actually, that's a good question. How does this work? Do I spend Clobber to bring out Lightning Strike, and then, as a result, also spend more resources?
Yes.
Okay, so spending Clobber to bring out Lightning Strike, to spend X resources, 1 and 2, to deal 2 damage to the villain, X damage to the villain, and each minion engaged with me. This attack ignores tough stats cards if I have the aerial trait, which I do, but no one's tough. What?
Oh, you did press the advantage, and
Yes.
And for chasing down, you had to actually defeat the enemy.
Yes.
Okay, so you had to do it to the minion.
Yeah. That's why I did consider if Lightning Strike was an attack, and it's not. But Bomber is dead. And 2 damage to Rhino.
Oh, oops. Alright, so Rhino's at 21.
1 more damage for... I'm going to use Brawn.
20? And then that removes the threat, right?
Yep.
Alright, so the main scheme is down to 8.
And I think that is... I have no more cards in my hand. I have nothing else in the field. I'm already exhausted, so that's fine.
So my turn?
How'd I do?
Oh my gosh. My turn.
Your turn, and you're confused. I forget what that means.
That means I can't... If I thwart, then it doesn't actually do anything. Which, it's whatever. I only thwart for 1 anyway. Alright, so I'm actually going to heal. But I don't have a way to ready myself, though. So I'm only able to use 1 arrow. So I'm probably going to have to deal with that. Because I can heal for 3, that'll bring me up to 8. I have my other expert marksman, which I definitely want to get out. I'm going to hold off on healing until I know... Is the quiver... Quiver's a hero action, so I can't do that yet. I have momentum shift in my hand. Alright, so if I spend this to get out this, and then I can spend 1 of these to do cable arrow. And then I can't play momentum shift. Because I will not have enough resources. Are you still Thor, or are you flipping down?
I don't think we want more thwarting done. And if a minion engages with me, I could use the more cards. More cards.
I'm debating not healing and risking it.
I have 2 more defeated, right?
What?
I have 2 more minions defeated here.
3. 1 more.
1 more?
I already marked the first one. Yeah, the first minion you had, I was the one who defeated that one.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So we. I'm up to date. Yeah,
sorry, we have to keep track of how many minions inside schemes we defeat because we get experience for them at the end. I'm debating not healing and risking it.
And if you do die,
would you be willing to throw Braun in front of me when he attacks me? Braun has another advantage.
Yes, he does.
Because
I wouldn't mind getting another turn out of him, but you're currently in death range. He's got 3,
Yeah.
and he could get another +3 on that. So yeah.
The reason I'm debating not healing is so I can play 2 arrows.
Effect of the arrows?
They both do 3 damage. One of them stuns, one confuses. But I'm gonna be using the cable arrow, so I'm only gonna actually do either stun or confuse. I can only do one. I haven't decided which one yet, but I can't do either if I heal. Because I'm definitely doing the cable arrow, which will remove 3 threat.
That is tough. I don't know what to say. Like, I'm wondering if you should.
But I'm about to get 2. We're about to get 4 encounter cards in one turn, so maybe I should just heal and deal with it, and just not do both arrows.
That might be the right idea. Braun can be a backup defense if we end up with more attacks than we want.
But if I could stun him, blah.
And you said you are using the cable arrow?
I'm definitely using the cable arrow. So that'll bring the threat down to 5.
Less than half.
And I'm gonna be in hero mode.
You make this decision after. Oh wait, you're making the decision now.
I have to decide whether I want to heal before I can flip up.
Right.
I can't do anything until I've made that decision.
Ugh. I mean, you're gonna flip up. He's not going to scheme, is he? Or that does get added automatically. I forget.
What do you mean? He's not gonna scheme, no, because we're both gonna be in hero mode. So if I don't heal and flip up, then I'm probably gonna use my electric arrow to stun him. But that stun is for your turn, not mine, because you're first player. Which means I'm gonna need you to throw Braun in front of me.
And that would be instead of the cable arrow, right?
No, I would be doing the cable arrow too. That would be me not healing.
But if you do heal and then you use the stun arrow.
If I do heal, then I will only be able to use the cable arrow.
You can't only use one of the others?
Well, I can only use one of the others, but he's currently at 8 on the main scheme, and he's about to add 3 to it. And we're about to draw 4 cards.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I guess I'll defend with Braun. Get rid of that source of threat.
So you'll defend me with Braun then?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so I'm not gonna heal then. I'm gonna flip up. I'm gonna use sidestep to play my second expert marksman. Finally got that out.
I really wish these decks had more healing capability.
I'm going to exhaust my quiver and... Is this an arrow? No. Top 5 cards in my deck. I have 1 card.
Make sure you put it back in the right order.
Alright, I'm gonna spend 1 expert marksman to play my cable arrow. Exhaust Hawkeye's bow. Remove 3 threat from a scheme. Alright, and then I'm going to exhaust Hawkeye. No, put this here. Probably can't. No, they can't see that. I have to leave it here. Sorry. So I'm gonna exhaust Hawkeye to ready my bow, and unfortunately use my other expert marksman with momentum shift to play not the sonic arrow. We want to stun him. Electric arrow. Which means I'm gonna keep the sonic arrow in. I'm debating. Which card do you think I should keep? Sonic arrow or momentum shift?
He'll do damage from your hero and deal 2 to the enemy, or
The sonic arrow,
confuse an enemy, deal 3 to it. 5 if already confused.
Actually, sonic arrow would be nice to have on my next turn, because my next turn I'm probably gonna flip back down so I can try to heal.
Yes.
So okay, yeah. So I'm gonna hold on to this and spend that.
I need to do my best to not need to get healed, but I don't know if I'll have that option.
Yeah.
Has he gotten any status effects yet? I don't remember what you've done.
He's about to get stunned. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I kind of thought that you should flip down. So that we can alternate. And 3 damage. Alright, well, he's at 17 right now.
Getting closer to coup de grace range, but he's not there yet.
Not yet.
Not without incredible hands, which, who knows? If we even get to get another hand.
Alright, so I still have a sonic arrow in my hand, which I'm probably going to hold on to. That is the end of my turn. Are you sure you don't want to flip down? Technically, you should have done it on your turn, but I'm okay with... Since we haven't actually seen what's happening yet, I'm okay with...
So you're thinking I should flip down and...
Because it's at 5, he'll scheme, and you don't have a minion in front of you to scheme.
No, I'm going to get one during the 4 cards and not draw 2 cards.
Hmm?
I'm going to get one of the 4 cards is going to be one of the minions, and I would have gotten 2.
I'm not as worried about that. I'm more worried about you taking a lot of damage and us needing to flip down on the same turn.
He's going to attack me once and then...
He's not going to attack you because he's stunned. But if you flip down, then he just doesn't attack me and then you get to keep Brawn.
I'm feeling this might work out poorly. Also, if I'm flipped down, I'm going to want to heal and then I don't attack. And then that's problems. Well, not problems, but also problems.
But
yeah.
It's next turn. You can decide that next turn.
So
yeah, let's say you flip down on your turn.
Yeah.
I think that is the better option.
Show me the minions.
Yeah. Honestly, we might have seen them all.
Oh, are we both drawing our last card?
Yeah. That's another reason why I wanted you to. I was hoping you would flip down is because we're about to get 4 cards at the same.
That is the major reason I did go for it.
Okay. So draw. And I have to show.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 6.
And you are first player, so we'll do this. And then we're going to have to take more during the encounter phase.
It's a fun part of the stream where nothing's happening, but we're just shuffling. Depending on our audio levels, maybe you can hear some card shuffling.
I'm actually
ASMR.
not happy that minion came out because it wasn't forced though. You didn't have to draw the cards, but your turn was really good because of it. So
would I have to draw both? Is it just a question? Do I take the ability or not?
Yeah, it's not a forced action. So,
but like,
actually, I don't think it is. Yeah, it's just a response after you engage a minion, draw 2 cards. It's not a forced response.
And it's not up
so you
to
don't
2
have
cards.
to do it.
So I couldn't draw.
No, you have to either choose to draw 1 or you have to either choose to draw both or none. Either use the ability or don't use the ability. All right, so 1, 2, 3. Of course, I have 2 arrows in my hand. All right, and then unexhaust everything.
Oh yes. And also evaluate if you have an interrupt in your hand.
It's an upgrade.
Action, resource, hero, action, hero, action, hero, action, hero, action. Hey, look, I'm not a hero.
I have counterpunch. So, after your hero defends against an enemy attack, deal damage to that enemy equal to your hero's attack.
Can you do that on me?
What?
Actually, I'm not a hero right now. Never mind.
My attack is currently a 3. No, it's after your hero, so I can only do it on myself. I don't know if I'm going to use it because he's stunned, so he's not actually going to attack me. And I'm going to get attacked by crossfire, but I think I'm just going to have to take that. And just hope for the best.
Ooh. Oh, this would be nice. If I do get a minion, I have a nice response to it.
Alright. Hey, I have the government liaison in my hand. Okay. Alright, well, that's my hand. So, he is first putting 3 threat here, so that is at 8 right now.
So on.
Alright, so now he is scheming against you. So that is 1 plus 1. So
Not
that's
terrible.
for 2. So it's currently at 10. So we could lose this very quickly if it doesn't go well.
Mm-hmm.
He's supposed to attack me, but he's not going to because he's stunned. And then crossfire attacks me for 2. Should I defend? I'm at 5 health. Crossfire is about to do 2 damage to me. Should I defend? If I defend, I can counterpunch, but I'm only going to do 3 damage to him, which isn't going to take him out.
I'm sorry?
Should I defend against crossfire? I can only defend for 1. He's about to do 2 damage to me, and I'm at 5 health.
Actually, that's a very good question from me.
I can use counterpunch, which will do 3 damage to him if he attacks me.
That might actually be worthwhile.
I've
got a couple of things that are helpful against minions, so it does not necessarily have to be mine.
Do you have anything that does just 1 damage?
I have something that does 8 damage with overkill.
Okay, I'm not gonna use counterpunch.
I mean, you can still do it and get more on him.
Okay. Does that only attack minions?
Actually, no, but you do hit crossfire, do some damage, and I can do a different one. Enter the fray. Deal 6 damage to a minion. Each point of excess damage dealt by this attack, remove 1 threat from the main scheme.
That'd be nice. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna use counter. I'm gonna defend then, and use counterpunch, which will do 3 damage to crossfire, and I will only take 1. So I'm at 4 health. All right. So that's that. All right. Do your encounter cards and hopefully nothing bad happens.
I don't want to do it. These are all zeros. We're done. False alarm, treachery. When revealed, you are confused. If you are already confused, surge. So confuse me, please. Well, not please, but you know what I mean.
Wherever you want to put that. Alright.
It's all only a spot it fits.
All right, do the other one.
Chakra minion.
Of course, the minion.
And of course, I am not Thor. When revealed, deal 1 damage to each hero.
Ugh, you're not a hero.
Oh yeah.
But I am. I hate that.
Thank you for noticing I am not in fact a hero. Rubbing it in my face.
Oh,
I know my card says it, but I guess I'm not worthy.
Alright. First, Odin's anger. I am sorry you have that.
Oh dear. Alright, given to the Odinson player. You may flip to alter ego form. Choose. I can exhaust Odinson and remove Odin's anger from the game. Tempting. Or I can discard Mjolnir from my hand or from play. What are the requirements for my things?
You're already you're Odin's son right now,
I'm Odin's
which
right
means
now.
you can do the same thing I did if you do that. You can just get it right back.
That's true. That's true.
If you decide you do not want to exhaust Odin's son.
That becomes a question of resources.
You have a lot of them.
I'm looking to use 6.
You have 3 on the
Sorry,
table.
7 if I get rid of the hammer. So I got 3 on the table, 4 there, that's 7. That is exactly what I need. So as long as I don't want anything else that I have, which is actually pretty reasonable. So yes, I'm going to put these on camera because they're the ones I'm looking at. It's the one that deals turns extra damage from a minion into thwarting. So that's fantastic. And the other one is 8 damage with overkill, which actually...
And you have
I can take
all of these cards, so yeah, you'll be able to pay for all that even if you discard Mjolnir.
And those are particularly good anyway, so yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, you can do it. And not exhaust, and you can still heal. If you decide to.
Yeah, okay. So that means I am, as Odinson, I am removing anger from the gate. No, wait.
No, you're not. You're discarding Mjolnir, and this is going in the discard pile instead of removing it from the game.
Zanga. It's just Loki.
Alright, well, what's my second one? Oh. Sandman. Hi. I hate you. And he has tough. And he's a 2/3. Oh, that's not good. Can you get rid of him, please? He's tough though. I'm first.
I can get overkill, not piercing. Not this turn.
My turn. I'm alive. I definitely have to flip down.
Nice.
Oh my gosh, I have to flip down. Oh, what the hell do I do? Alright, quiver.
I did not have to defend.
1, 2, 3, 4. Of course you didn't have to defend. You're in alter ego mode.
But I mean,
none of these are arrows. I hate you.
Braun's still here.
None of those were arrows. That was not helpful. Okay. I can only use 1 arrow because I am exhausted. Which arrow is better? I have a Sonic. Huh. I don't think I want to use... Okay, so you're going to be getting rid of the minions, right?
I'm going to be getting rid of 2 minions.
2, okay.
And I don't think I'm going to get rid of the guy who's tough because I don't have any way to circumvent that. Unless you do, I could theoretically go that way. Actually, I could also. Honestly? Yeah, I can get rid of whatever minions I want to get rid of. Because Braun can actually get rid of the tough.
Take out Crossfire. Oh,
Yeah.
get rid of the tough, yeah. Okay.
That's if you don't have, like, a desire to do it yourself.
I don't think I'm gonna be able to, because I could play Explosive Arrow, but that's not super useful when you have all of those cards for minions. Because Explosive Arrow deals 3 damage to the villain and each minion engaged with the player that I choose. Which is useless, because it'll do 1 damage to kill him, which wastes 2 of the damage, and will just remove the tough from me.
Yeah.
I could kill your Shocker with it. My other option is to use the Sonic Arrow, which will confuse an enemy and deal 3 damage, and I would probably just do that right to Rhino, just so I can confuse him.
Not bad. Yeah, my Shocker's got 2 attack. That's fine. Not great, but your 3 attack is pretty nasty.
Yeah. Are you going to be able to...
I'll take care of all of your minions on my turn.
Do you want me to use Explosive Arrow to take care of your minion?
If you have the extra...
I can only do Explosive Arrow or Sonic Arrow. I cannot do both.
Sonic Arrow is which one again?
It'll confuse an enemy and deal 3 damage to them. I would obviously do that to Rhino, and I'm flipping down. So that would mean he won't scheme. Which probably actually is the better option. And if you're getting rid of all of my minions, that means I don't have any minions for the scheme either.
I'm guessing you can't do 8 damage to Rhino.
I can do 3 damage to him.
Mm.
And that is it.
Okay. Because it occurred to me, I actually could do a fair bit of damage to him if I were to attempt it. Like, if I just aimed directly at Rhino, I could actually do the hammer throw directly at him and do 8 damage. Braun could do 1 damage. I could do... I think my basic attack is 2 plus the 1 that I'm going to be bringing out is 3. So that is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13? If I did that math right.
I can only do 3 damage.
We can bring him down to 1 health.
So, unfortunately, you're going to have to take out... Wait.
I have damaging attacks.
Wait, how much?
I think we might be killing him.
How? Because you did the math and you only had enough to play the 2 cards.
That's because I'm going for a minion. And that's a 3-cost card. If I do not use that as intended, because none of our enemies have guard, correct?
No.
Okay, so we can go directly for Rhino. Let me confirm. I'm confused, not stunned, so 1, 2, 3 when I get that back. And I'm going to need to spend that to get the hammer back. I'll have these 3, that'll bring that back. That'll make me use that. So we're at 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 damage. I'm going to need 5 more.
I can do 3 damage.
A haymaker.
Remember, I can do 3 damage.
Spend a haymaker. I'll have something left over, but that doesn't matter because that is 15 damage I do.
Okay, I'm gonna do 3 damage. I might as well. Then I'm going to do the explosive arrow just so I can get the extra experience for taking on a minion.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that is the only reason I would consider continuing this.
Alright, so I'm going to... I'm already Hawkeye right now, so I'm going to use Expert Marksman to do the explosive arrow, and I'm going to choose you. Deal...
I did not do that.
Yeah, you were just pretending. So I'm going to exhaust my bow, I'm going to choose you and deal 3 damage to the villain. Which puts him down to... puts him down to 14. And then 3 damage to Shocker.
Mm-hmm.
Which
takes
him out. Gives me another minion. And then I cannot do my other arrow because I'm already exhausted from defending. So might as well put out defensive stance. So I just spent the 2 cards in my hand, Sonic Arrow and Government Liaison, to put out defensive stance.
Government Liaison. I hate that card. I love to hate that card.
We'll get rid. That'll be like the first card we get rid of once we get more cards.
All right, my turn.
I'm flipping down.
You're flipping down.
Just in case.
Just in case. All right, my turn.
Go for it.
All right, I am using my ability to bring Mjolnir, wherever it may be, into my hand. I am flipping up, because that's what heroes do. Refreshing my ability, which does not matter. This does not work well in this format, but here it is. Here we go. Yes. I'm not going to get a minion because... Is there any order to all this? I don't think there is.
I don't think it matters.
It matters a little bit because...
You have to get Mjolnir out for the hammer throw.
Spin that. Mjolnir is out. Exhaust Mjolnir. Deal 8 damage. No. Attack first. First I attack. Because I gotta get Mjolnir's bonus damage.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
So that's 3 damage.
Actually, I don't think you actually need it.
Well,
I think we had like 1 extra. He's at 11.
Gotta be optimal. Hammer throw. Now I do exhaust Mjolnir and return to my hand and deal 8 damage. It gains overkill, not that we care.
Wait, how much are you doing with how much damage are you doing with Haymaker? 3?
I'm going to be doing 3. Is that enough?
Attack Crossfire with Brawn first, before you kill him. Attack Crossfire with Brawn so you can get rid of the minion.
Oh, I have enough.
Yeah, because
3 damage and 3
because
damage.
he was at 11. You're doing 8, which brings him down to 3, and then you're gonna do Haymaker, which will kill him.
So let me spend these 3 cards for the resources for Hammer Throw that I.
So you just did Hammer Throw, and that brings him down to 3.
Right.
So before you kill him, attack with Brawn.
Attack Crossfire with Brawn, and remove a threat.
Might as well.
Oh no. Braun's gonna make it all the way. I did not think that was gonna happen. And Haymaker at the cost of Helicarrier, and let's just say one of these.
Yeah, you might as well put the Mjolnir back out first.
Yeah. Mjolnir out first. Now I do Haymaker. 3 damage.
And he's down.
And that is Thor with an aggression deck.
Oh my gosh, that was scary. We almost lost that to the scheme at some point. Oh geez, nice. We were not on camera for that. That's whatever.
Want to do it again?
No.
I think I aimed it a little bit.
Yeah.
We were on the edge of camera. But we made it.
We made it. Alright, so we won. Okay, so let's do a quick cleanup.
Yes. I mean, just throw everything in the discard pile.
I'm just gonna... My discard pile is careless. I'm just gonna do this. I'm just gonna try to get everything off screen real quick. Actually, might as well leave our players on screen. Let's get the villain off screen.
Off scheme.
Screen. Well, we can leave our players here. I'm just gonna put the helicarrier stuff out here.
That was getting close for a while.
That was wow. That we
got 1 point away.
I cannot believe we got the scheme. The main scheme got the 13 out of 14 threat, and we did not lose it.
Nope.
How
many turns was that before we wiped the floor with them?
Oh my gosh. All right.
Thor, throw hammer.
All right. So here's the helicarrier. Probably can't read this, but this I basically.
I'm gonna pull it up.
Go ahead. I printed pages from the rule book and glued them, like any of the important information that I want to have readily available to that. All right, so.
And for the heck of it,
you move the. I also made the helicarrier slightly different than you normally would. These.
Focus. It won't focus.
That's fine. There it is. So normally you would put these on upside down. Oh, there it is. Where's the camera? I lost the camera. There. Normally you would put these on upside down to what I did, so it would stand up like this. But I wanted to make it visible for the camera. So put that there. That there.
Yes, because if you stood up this way, you would not be able to see what we were doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't need.
Forgot we gotta get our own little folders.
Yeah, we got our own little folders. This one's mine, and that one's Katrain's. Okay, so first thing we need to do is calculate how much experience we got. Brain needs to work.
When the brain was needed most, it disappeared.
All right, so we just beat drop zone 1 on standard in reality 1. Which reality 1 is Earth 616, by the way. So we get 200 experience for that. And we get an L2 drop and 2 L1 drops. So I'm just going to write. All right, so we both got all of that. Plus, I defeated 2 minions at level 2 to 4 health, and Kutrain defeated 3.
Could have held out for more.
So minions defeated for 2 to 4 health is an L1 drop. So I get 2 of those, and you get 3 of those. So. And then side schemes. Each side scheme defeated is plus 50 experience. So we both defeated once, we both get plus 50. So total experience is 250.
It is interesting that this module does reward you for taking out minions, for taking out side schemes, and you can actually grind out extra experience specifically to get more experience. You can just... We could have kept going and took out the final side scheme, took out the final minion, waited for more minions and side schemes. And
I probably would have
out.
died if we kept going.
Exactly. Like, the game's actually set up in such a way where you might die if you attempt to push forward.
Yeah. All right,
I'm
so
impressed with that.
so we are let's first figure out what our loot drops are. So L1 loot drops are... So basically, L1 loot drops have a chance of being nothing. So here, you have 4 of them. You want to roll yours?
Are we rolling them on screen probably?
Might as well.
So I'm rolling 4 times?
Oh wait, let's figure out what the helicarrier has. So here, let me... Alright, so...
Is that visible? It is visible. Nice.
Alright, so that's a... So basically, I'm gonna figure out what the helicarrier has. So I just rolled a 2, which is protection, and that's for tier B. So I'm just gonna pull a random card from there. Ever vigilant. Alright, now I'm gonna roll for the tier A one, which is a 1, which is basic. And that's tier A, so let's just pull a random card. Oh. Martinex.
Never heard of him.
And then the tier S. Got a 2, which is another protection. So... Indomitable.
You.
Indomitable is nice. I
Yeah,
really like
but
that one.
you.
What?
Yes, but you.
It's honestly, it would be really good for my deck. Not your deck, my deck.
I do have a dislike for things that are on the table until you spend them and then they're gone. And
I don't have a problem with it. Mainly because it only costs 1 to put on the table.
yeah.
The things that stay on the table cost more. Okay, so... Oh, and the tech card should be out, which... Not really. Oh, those are Swarmer, sorry. Wrong cards. Are these the tech cards? Yes. Alright, so these are the tech cards, which you only get if you lose. But might as well put them out.
To taunt us.
Yeah. Okay.
Alright, so what do we look? Maybe,
don't wanna stay
maybe not all of them.
There, got it.
If we're not using them, maybe just some of them.
We're not gonna lose them anyway. We didn't lose. All right, so go ahead and do your loot now.
So now I'm just rolling a couple times.
Yep. So you want to not get a 1 or a 2, basically. You got a 2. All right, so that's 1. It's 2.
There we go.
Yay! So that is tier B. All right, so I'm just gonna keep track. So, oh, you get to do it 5 times, by the way.
5 times, okay.
So that was your third one.
Yep. Hey, another 6. And... Hey, 4.
4 is tier C. That's a tier C basic. Okay. So now roll 2 times to see what you get for your tier B. That's a 6.
That's a 6.
Your choice.
Do I do that?
You can roll it again and then you can choose.
5.
5 is justice.
So does that mean I'm choosing one of these and then also?
No, you get to. It's basically you get to choose what one you randomly draw from.
Oh dear. So okay.
So you get to take one random card from here. So go ahead and do that. So from the tier C basic section.
I can get in there. Just one card. Booster Boots. Play only if your identity has the Guardian trait. Max 1 per player.
No.
Armor, tech, hero interrupt. When you would take any amount of damage from an attack, exhaust Booster Boots and discard the top card of your deck. Prevent 1 of that damage. That is not impressive.
Yeah, you might want to just sell that right back.
So that's technically my card now.
So you can sell cards for experience, by the way. All right. So you also get to take 1 B tier card from Justice. So that's here.
Towards the end. Swift Retribution, also 1. Event. Here attack. The villain schemes. Deal 4 damage to the villain. Wow, that's... I don't think I like that, but also... Yeah.
Yeah, I mean we don't have any way of playing Justice yet, so that's gonna be a maybe save for later or sell.
And
and
slowly build up a Justice.
so now you get to draw one other thing from a tier B, but it's your choice. I would suggest either basic or aggression.
So my options are the 4 types and basic?
Yes.
So you're suggesting aggression. I'm stuck...
either basic or aggression.
Right. Okay.
Unless you want to give me a protection card.
Yeah, true. But once we move on from here, I'm still aggression, you're still protection? Or are we able to swap that?
We can swap that if we want.
Okay. And these cards that we get are, these are mine or these are ours?
These are ours. Basically, they're technically yours, but everything's,
We're working together, so why not?
Yeah.
Alright, protection or basic? I don't know. Unfortunately, I don't know the game quite well enough to know fully what to expect. Protection, aggression, basic. You have any suggestions? Because basics could have some weird things in there. It could have healing in there. Honestly, your protection also might have that, I think.
The basics also have the chance of, although I don't remember what's in what tier. There's a card that there's a basic card that can give you plus some amount to your recover. I forget how much.
Ooh.
And there's another card that gives you plus some amount to your HP. Those are both basic cards.
Those are nice.
I do not think you had combat reflexes in your aggression deck, which means that's still in the aggression pool somewhere. Which is the card that increases your attack.
+1 to attack permanent. Got it.
Yeah. And protection has the the increase to defense.
This is tough, and I'm bad at decisions. The biggest pro about choosing basic is the fact that either of us can use it when it's useful. Doesn't matter what deck we're using, it just matters if the card works.
Yeah.
Although, this card does show that it might just be a complete failure. Oh, value if we sell them. Are they all worth the same?
I believe so. Selling a card is... It's up there, I think.
Okay.
Basic cards are 50, colored aspect cards are 100.
Okay. So that is a reason to go for an aspect.
Yeah,
And
if it's not useful, then selling it is.
And recognition that's matter. Okay. Aggression. I'll go aggression.
Alright, take a B tier aggression.
Let's go all the way right next to the card.
By the way, you still have one more loot drop. We just didn't roll it yet.
Browbeat for 2. Play only if your identity has the Avenger trait. Your attack. Deal 2 damage to the villain. Deal X amount of additional damage to the villain to a maximum of 3, where X is equal to the villain's stage number.
I've seen that card before. That's a decent card.
So basically, deal, what is that, 3 to 5 damage for 2.
That's a better card when you're playing like expert and stuff. So that'll be a better card for later.
But honestly,
but still decent now. Also, and we're both playing Avengers, I think. Yeah, we both currently have Avengers.
Yeah.
So good card to have right now.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good call. Good roll.
All right, so you get one more. You have your L2, which go ahead and roll your D6. 2. So you get another T tier basic. Tier C basic. Wow, I can't.
Spiritual meditation for 0. Play only if your identity has the mystic trait. Great.
Useless.
Draw 2 cards. Choose and discard 1 from your hand.
Useless right now. Neither of us have Doctor Strange.
Is he the only mystic?
I can't remember.
I really did get 3 cards that depend on what your identity is.
Oh, also I forgot. You get to draw a tier B hero as well.
Alright, the hero, okay.
So I believe these are the tier C. So here's tier B heroes. So one of these guys right in here. I will mark that at some point. I think it's CBAS. Okay, yeah. So that's right in there.
No. Yes, if I can get in there.
All right, so I used the obligations because I thought that was the easier way to randomize this. So you just got Miss Marvel.
Okay.
You're also not on camera at the moment, but that's fine. All right, so you just got Miss Marvel. All right, so that's all of yours. So now mine. Well, I'm figured out mine if you want to fill in. You got 250, so 5 of these.
250.
By the way, I made these experience trackers to help us keep track of our experience. So you fill in half the circle when you gain experience and the other half when you spend it. Just trying to keep track of it.
I mean, you'll show this off if you want to.
I also made this to keep track of everything during the games itself. Alright, so my turn to figure out my loot. So I get to... I'm gonna roll over here, I guess. So I get to roll 4 times for my L1s. So that is a 3. Which is a... That is a tier C. 6. So I got a tier B. 3, another tier C. And 4, another tier C. Alright, and then I'm going to roll for the tier B, which... 3. So leadership. Alright, so I get to take 3 of these. So 1, beat him up. Deal 1 damage to the villain and each minion engaged with you. Okay.
Sounds like a Thor card.
I think you already had. I think either one or both of us already have that in our decks. 2. Booster boots.
Of course.
And 3. Hit and run. Hero action, attack thwart. Deal 2 damage to an enemy, remove 2 threat from a scheme. That's nice. I mean, it's cost 3, so it's not that great, but it's threat removal that we currently don't have.
When we have it, it's just when does it come up and when do we just
then I get
prioritize
I get my tier B for leadership. Where is leadership? Up here.
All threat removal comes out on turn 1.
Leadership. Attached to a guardian ally. Max 1 per ally. Attached ally gets +1 thwart and +1 hit point. We currently can't play leadership, so I'm not sure what we're gonna do with that.
So that's the third guardian-based item we got.
All right, and I get 1 L2 roll, so I'm gonna roll that and see what I get. 6, which means I get a tier B. That is gonna be 2, which is protection. Yay! Second wind. I already have that in my deck. Heal 4 damage from an identity. 5 damage is set if you pay for this with a mental resource. Okay. Alright, so that's all of my loot. We got all of our experience. Alright, so here's a question. Do we want to sell any of the cards we have? Oh, and I get my hero. Choose. Take this one. I got Black Panther. Okay.
That's a good protection one. Alright.
Okay, so we can mark off the rest of this stuff on this off stream. First, let's decide if we want to buy anything with our experience. We have, and do we want to sell any of the cards we just got? Kind of want to sell the booster boots.
That's an interesting thing. Like, how do we approach what we sell and what we keep? Like, do we want to acquire a large quantity of things, not to mention keeping them out of the pool? I don't know how many booster boots you have in there, but if there's 2 of them, then we can not draw them again later.
Yeah, it is possible we can just sell it later. We have 250 each, which does mean that only one of us can buy a card, because unless we pull our stuff and buy Martin X. What's Ever Vigilant?
Ever Vigilant for the tier B is an event for 2. Play only if your identity has the aerial trait. Ready your hero and remove 2 threat for the main scheme.
Oh, that would be nice if you decide to make Thor a protection deck.
Yeah. I don't know how useful that is, but it is, like you said, perfect for Thor. Martin X on tier A.
You definitely can't afford it Indomitable without selling stuff, so no point in buying it. No point in looking at it.
You already have it. We don't need it.
I would love to have 2 of them. That card is great with Clint Barton.
Tier A, Martin X. 1 thwart, 1 attack. Both of them deal backwards damage. Was it?
Consequential.
Consequential damage. Thank you.
Backwards damage.
I mean,
reduce the cost to play Martin X by 1 if your identity has the Guardian trait.
They want us to be a Guardian.
Apparently, we don't have that ability right now. We didn't even draw those heroes.
And I forget how that works, but it's like going to be a while before we go back to tier C.
Yeah, but also Star-Lord and Gamora and Drax are all in there somewhere. I don't think they're tier C heroes. I don't think so. I'd have to look at it again. I don't remember.
Anyway,
I'm thinking of buying Ever Vigilant. We can put it in the deck if we decide to swap out and make Thor the protection character.
Not the only aerial person. Honestly, the Miss Marvel, maybe aerial?
I don't remember. I haven't actually played her yet.
That is the question. Is it worth spending or is it worth saving up? Like, all these questions are...
Yeah. Do you want it to save up and we can not worry about that? I like it
Can
just
we
because
sell
it.
these at any time?
Yes.
Okay, okay.
I like it just because it has some threat removal ability, and currently we don't have a lot of threat removal ability. We almost lost to that.
And Thor only has the one thwart. That would be a downside. Like
So does Clint.
that yeah, but that card would not go terribly well with Thor. Just the fact that he would almost always have the aerial trait is the only upside.
But no, it does. It goes good with Thor. Play only if your identity has the aerial trait.
Right.
He's going to have the aerial trait, and it
Space.
allows you. And Thor is like with Mjolnir. Thor has a 3 attack that allows him to attack, play that ready, remove 2 threat from a scheme, and then attack again.
True. Very true. Okay, may have sold me.
I didn't realize you weren't seeing that potential.
I forgot about the ready your hero part. I was just like, spend 2 to remove 2 threat.
The ready your hero part is what makes it worth the 2 cost instead of just 1 cost.
Much better with that. I used to heroes that do that. Okay, yep.
You want to buy it?
Yep.
Alright, I'll use mine.
If you want. We're basically pulling the experience, so sure.
Alright, well, I'll do that off stream because I think we're about ready to end. And I'm buying this off.
How much did you spend?
$250. So that's basically everything I have.
Right, that's what you
So
said.
I'll mark it off stream. Okay.
And we're gonna hold on to everything else. We don't really want to buy anything else that's out there anyway.
Yeah, and we can't anyway unless we sell stuff, and I'm not gonna bother with that. Okay, so I think that is it.
That is it for the actual game. 2 things we want to mention. One, the next time we play, my schedule will depend on whether or not I am playing player 2 or if
I might 2-hand some games.
Yes.
Just because I probably am gonna 2-hand some games. Like there's no might about it. It's going to happen.
It will greatly expedite the speed at which this module goes.
In which we can actually play it, because
we don't want this to be a once a month thing.
it was difficult enough trying, because I really wanted the first game to have both of us, and it was difficult enough getting that to work out. So yeah, it's going to be a most of the time. Most likely, I'm probably going to be 2-handed. I'm probably going to 2-hand at least half this campaign.
Mm-hmm. And the other thing is, we want to know who's the next villain.
Oh right, we were going to roll for that.
Yes.
Okay, so our next villain is going to be a Drop Zone 2 encounter, which the choices are Absorbing Man, Crossbones, Sandman, Sinister Six, Taskmaster, and the Hood, in that order. So we're going to roll a d6 to see which one we go against. So
are we able to do Sinister Six? Is that a sturdy maybe?
We can make it work.
What I'm thinking is roll naturally, and if it's a Sinister Six, roll again until we get a secondary option. So
yeah, just so the problem with the Sinister Six is I might not have a good way of showing all the health of all the villains that can come out.
We have enough to represent. Well, we have 2 players. We have 2 more of these for the other 2 players that we could
what comes
co-op.
with the normal game,
and
of
one
course
for
the villain one. So that means only 3. Sinister Six is not as bad as Wrecking Crew. Wrecking Crew we would not have been able to do because I don't have enough ways to show health for that. We'll do that. I do intend on getting more ways to show health, but that's something for later down the line.
So I figure natural roll, and whatever comes up is either Sinister Six or the one you fight next.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna remove this and roll in the middle. All right. 5. That is Taskmaster.
I was really expecting Sinister Six.
That would have had to be 4. All right. So next time we play this is gonna be Taskmaster. All right. Well, that is everything. So
hope you enjoyed. So long.
Goodbye.